Let us see the key. We have to start driving. Now the key is exactly similar to the Thar. Now we do have a keyless entry inside, but they've also given this as a backup. So let us go inside, see how it drives now. As I'm driving, there are other things of the car which you don't really need to say out. The wheels are 18 inches of this variant. The lower variant gets 17-inch wheels. That is all said and done. Let us now see how good or bad or okay is this to drive. Is this a good successor to the Scorpio Classic? Let's check it out. So we are driving this car, and the first feeling that comes is like you are really sitting up very high. I mean, yes, the Scorpio Classic was high seating. The Thar too is a high seater. But this is like we were driving and there were big cars, big other SUVs passing by, and this felt like we are up on the first floor. It was a great presence on the road. I have to say that it is a big heavy car, but when you're driving behind the wheel, it feels very nimble. The steering wheel is fairly light. Yes, as you speed up, the steering does tend to get heavier, but that it has to do so that your car is much more stable. And you won't believe that the center of gravity of this car, I don't know how they've managed it. I have cornered this at 100 and it didn't feel like it will give away. And it's fantastic on corners. On the size does not matter in this case because you feel like you can really go anywhere in this car. The Scorpio N is a D segment SUV. So the D segment means it has to have all the premiumness available in cars today. So you have a lot of features in this. Yes, the four-wheel drive will have more features. The cluster, now the cluster is almost an 8-inch cluster, 7 point something, and it houses an analog and digital both. Both the edges have the RPM and the speedometer is analog, and it's designed so well that there is a 7-level cluster here to go through. You know, it's like reading a book. You just swap through it, go for your navigation or the settings or the vehicle's alert history or the drive info, and you have a lot of these features here all available in this cluster. And one more good thing which is there now in most cars, but it's also come to the Scorpio, that when you have the navigation map set here, you don't have to look at the infotainment center again and again. Your navigation, the center area, you can put your navigation up there. And the display is really very subtle and it gives you that nice little feeling. You have a really wide sunroof. Yes, why I say wide? Because they haven't given us a panoramic sunroof in this. I believe that a panoramic sunroof would not, serve its purpose to be an off-roader. You cannot have a panoramic sunroof and, expect your car to be a very good off-roader. Let us open this and check it out. Now this is quite wide. You have to understand that we have a car which is almost 6 feet wide. So inside, if you take the cladding and all into consideration, it's a little less than 6 feet. So you see the sunroof is really, you can easily stand, 2 people can stand here outside, but standing is not really safe. Parents, please don't let your children stand up on the sunroof in the highways. Not a thing to do. The sunroof is to enjoy the wind sitting inside. There is a one-touch open and one-touch close here. As in all cars, yes, only the sunroof closes. This has to be done manually. We've driven this car all day today and we are not tired. We're sitting behind the wheel. It is not tiring to drive this car. It is fun to drive this car. The interior matches so well with this green color. I tell you, it feels premium. Now, this part of the dashboard, the front, is only the soft part here. The rest are hard plastic. But that, even this looks like it's fabric, but it's not. But this is good because the DNA of this is from the Scorpio. This being a bigger version of the Scorpio, you will be expected to take this car out in the rain, drive with the windows down, and that is when, if there was fabric here, you're gone. So the best part about this tire is let it rain, let the water hit it, and you just enjoy the bloody drive. It is so fun here. Let's talk a little now about the off-road part. We did off-roading in this car. We didn't get to shoot much because it was raining. It was raining cats and dogs. But still, Hitesh braved the rain because he said he had to get this shot. And that is how the four-wheel drive version of the Scorpio N performed. I was at a slant like this, not incline or decline. It was slant. I was like this and the car didn't give up. I would go so far to say that, it is almost impossible to topple this car. Believe me, we have tried. Now the rear seat has an individual AC vent with individual controls there, which is good for the center row passengers, for the second row passengers I mean. But another drawback of the third row is there are no AC vents. You might end up feeling quite claustrophobic. Only two changes that should have been in the car is, one, the second row should have had rails for the seat to go ahead and back, and second, the rear view mirror needed to be a little big. I am not complaining that it should be a automatic dimmer instead of the manual one, but it needed to be a little bigger piece. Looking at the sheer size of the car, this looks like there's a pencil kept here. So there. It's been a long day, let me tell you. We have been out all day. We've been driving on highways like this, through small villages, driving at places where there were literally no roads at all. And we did a lot of off-roading in this car. Never once did the Big Daddy say enough. It just did not give up. I was amazed at the way it handled on the roads. The braking is just amazing. You just Put your leg on the pedal and it stops. The sheer size of it and the momentum at which the car is going, the weight becomes at least 20-30 times more and the car stops. It's just fantastic. To drive, it is a completely driver's car. It is the Scorpio raised to the power of N. So for the passengers also, when we talk about a car of this size, you will take your family around. The seats, the front seats and the second row, there's ample of leg room. There's good cushions on the seats. It's comfortable. The problem is in the third row. I think I would rather remove the third row totally and make it only for luggage and make this a 5-seater car. That's a personal choice because I love 5-seater cars. I am not into 7-seaters at all. Other than that, the Scorpio it's finally, it's got that finesse, the class, the enjoyment, the music system. It's a 12-speaker music system which gives you amazing sound. You get a Sony center speaker here. It's a Sony system. Enjoy your drive, enjoy your music. You will have a smile driving this car. That's it.